Hi guys, I am back, and in today's class we are going to recapitulate the rules of debit and credit on the basis of following types of accounts. Guys, this class is going to be very descriptive, so do not leave in between. If you will, then you will miss the concepts of types of accounts. So let us start with first type of account, that is a personal account. So there are three types of account. First is personal account, second is real account, and third is nominal account. So first account is a personal account. Personal account, guys, what do you mean by personal account? Personal account is the account of the individual via which the person complete his needs. It has a rule: debit the receiver and credit the giver. Guys, for an instance, if I have borrowed some amount of money from the money lender, so that money lender would be a creditor for me because he has paid that amount of money to me, and I would return that money to my creditor back, so I would be a debtor for him. So, guys, at the time of paying that money to my creditor, why I am paying? But because I have borrowed that money, I am responsible to pay that money. I am liable to pay that money to the money lender. So, at the time of paying money, who will be the receiver? Guys, creditor will be the receiver. So, the creditor would be debited, and who will be credited? I would be credited, my name would be credited because I am paying that money to the creditor. And if I'm paying in cash, obviously the entry should be passed creditor account debited to cash account. Fine, guys. Now, personal account has its own further classification. First, natural personal accounts. Second, artificial personal accounts. Third, representative personal accounts. Guys, the first part of personal account is a natural personal accounts. That means that natural persons are human beings. Therefore, we include the accounts belonging to them under this head. For example, debtors, creditors, capital account, drawing accounts are all personal accounts. Like as I told you, who would be the debtor? I was the debtor to the money lender, and the money lender was creditor to me because he has lended that amount of money to me. So all these types of accounts are the personal accounts. Second part of personal account is artificial personal accounts. Artificial persons are not human beings but can act and work like humans. All the banks like Bank of Baroda, Oriental Insurance Companies, your hospitals, companies, other cooperative society, insurance companies, all partnership deed and firms, they have a separate identity in the eyes of the law. Guys, law is auditing all these types of firms. So that's why they are capable to enter into agreements. That's why they are not human beings, but they are working like humans. So all these types of bank accounts are come under the artificial personal accounts. Now the third part is representative personal account. These accounts represent the accounts of natural or artificial persons. Like you have read about the natural accounts and the artificial account. So this is a composition of both accounts. For example, all the outstanding expenses and all the prepaid expenses, all the accrued interest will come under the representative personal account. Guys, why? Outstanding expenses are the expenses that relates to the current year which have not been paid till the year end. For example, if I can say a laborer was working under me and he has completely worked for the month of October, but I have not been paid till him yet, and the November month comes up. So now I am liable to pay to the labor. So labor is waiting for his wages now. So now how would I pass or adjust the journal entry into my ledger if I have not been paid till yet to the labor? Like wages account debit to the outstanding wages account. Outstanding wages are credited because that is a liability of the person to whom it has to pay. Guys, second is a prepaid expenses. Prepaid expenses is your asset because those are your advance payments. Like if you have a LIC and you are paying a premium, insurance premium, it's a kind of an investment that you are doing for your future purpose. So for that future purpose, you're investing a kind of an asset for you in the future. So all the prepaid expenses are your sorry, all the prepaid expenses all are your debited. For this, you will pass the general entry like prepaid expenses account debited to the insurance premium account. The third one is the accrued interest account. Guys, what do you mean by accrued interest account? Interest that is accrued but not paid. Like I am an ABC company and I have borrowed a large sum of money from the bank, and the bank has signed up with me. Bank had lended his money to me, and bank has also guys, I'm explaining the concept of accrued interest now. Accrued interest is the accrual concept of accounting. Like for an example, if I can say I am an ABC company and I have borrowed a large sum of money from the bank, and on the every 15th of the month I have to pay that money to the bank, but I am not paying to the bank, and the money which I have been taken in the form of loan from the bank, from that I am recognizing a revenue. So one side my revenue is generating, another side my expenses increasing. So guys, at the end of accounting year, bank will ask to me where is the accrued interest for which every month you are liable to pay. Now you are liable to pay for the complete 12 months. So that is a accrued interest which is getting accumulated by the bank, and at the end of the accounting year, bank will ask me to pay for the accrued interest uh, for the loan which I have taken from the bank. Now here come downs impersonal accounts. Guys, real accounts and the nominal accounts are the impersonal account. Real account is what? Real account are the accounts of all the assets and the liabilities of the organizations. And the balances of the real accounts are transferred to the next year. So we do not close these accounts at the end of the accounting year. It has a rule which says debit what comes in, credit what goes out. For example, I can make you understand the rule for this. If you have purchased a furniture in the cash, so how will you pass the general entry for it? Furniture account debit to cash account, because furniture what comes in and the cash what goes out is being credited. Now, real account has its two types, tangible real account and the intangible real account. Tangible real account says that all the assets, properties which you can touch, see, and measure. So, for example, plant account, furniture account, cash account, these are all your tangible real accounts. Intangible real account says if all these properties you cannot be able to see, touch, and measure, but which has its own monetary value, money value, and thus can be purchased and sold also. For example, goodwill, patents, copyrights. These all are your intangible real account. Now, the last but not the least, that is your nominal account. Guys, nominal accounts are the accounts relating to all the expenses, losses, incomes, and gains. These are your temporary accounts. As you have read above, the real accounts are permanent accounts whose opening balances will be transferred to the next year. But nominal accounts are temporary account. This we need to transfer their balances to the trading and P&L account at the end of the accounting period. Therefore, these accounts have no balance to be carried forward next year as they are closed. So, all incomes and gains are credited and all expenses and losses are debited under nominal account. Guys, if you like my video, please share, do comment in the comment section and subscribe my channel so that you won't miss the practical part of the same chapter, and in the next class you will be learning some more concepts related to the same chapter, and yes, we will be passing the general entries in the next class. Guys, bye and have a great day. Bye bye.